I don't understand it either. Anyway, let's just review Moebius's new orbital platform Space Station 5 from 2001, A Space Odyssey. Okay, so I decided to pick this kit today to review because it gives me the opportunity to talk about my other great passion, which is for film. 2001, a groundbreaking science fiction film from 1968, directed by Stanley Kubrick, my personal favorite. The guy had an eye unlike anybody else. He only made a handful of movies, but so many of them ended up being masterpieces. Shining, Clockwork Orange, Lolita, Dr. Strangelove. And we just happen to have a model of the orbital space station. So, let's take a look inside. So, because of the quote-unquote real-life space station being so huge, Moebius had to make this kit in 1 to 2,600th scale, and still it's a huge model. Got the instruction book, which we obviously will look at later. Now, I imagine there's not going to be too much to say about the plastic parts, as I would have no idea what each individual part is called, and it is just from a movie. There's actually a lot more parts than I anticipated, but we'll go through them. So this first sprue here is parts for the centrifugal wheel. Some nice surface detail there, showing all those hundreds of windows. And it's basically the same on each sprue here. If you're not familiar with the movie, this is the space station that Dr. Heywood Floyd was headed to on his way to the moon to investigate the monolith that that day. Feel free to leave a comment on this video. Let us know if you've seen the movie, what you think of it, if you think it's slow and boring, or if you find it enlightening. As I personally think this and Apocalypse Now are the only two movies that feel more like an experience than just a movie. So again, we've got stacks of sprues here, all pretty much identical. Just more parts for the spokes, the railings. If you're not familiar with the movie, this was the space station that Dr. Heywood Floyd was passing by on his way to the moon to discover the new monolith that the United States Aeronautics Agency recently uncovered. Again, some nice detail. (2001), a movie with absolutely groundbreaking special effects that even to this day are astounding. I mean, they're so good that I just don't question it. I just believe that they're real. And clearly many other people felt the same way, as this film inspired so many other projects like Star Wars, Alien, and Interstellar. This would be parts for the yet to be constructed portion of the space station. And that's a detail I always liked about the movie. They could have just made the space station completely operational, fully built, but instead they made it partially built to give it more realism. We're nearing the end here. These would have to be parts for the center section of the space station, like the dock where the ships enter and exit. And yeah, if you were painting this, it would pretty much just be 95% light gray. And then the last part here, just a little stand with the 2001 font. In fact, kind of looks like the monolith, if you ask me. That's all the parts, and there is no decals here, so we don't have to look at that. Here is our instructions. Starts off in the port entry and housing. As I mentioned, that's where the transport ships enter and exit. And then you got the center hub. And then construction starts on the 4 spokes. And the spokes attach to the front port. Or here it says rear port. And then you start on the rings. The ring edges. And then the fins and railings. And then you start working on the ring that is still under construction. Once that's all done, you start adding in these unfinished panels. You can see right here in particular the unfinished hallways, which in the movie you do get to see the inside of the finished hallways. So that is quite a neat touch. The gravity effects in this movie were, like I said, I just don't question them. And then you're basically repeating the same process from before, attaching the fins and railings. And then both rings go together into the central hub, and just some minor construction on the stand. And then you just sit it on that stand, and it even comes with a little Orion transport carrying Dr. Floyd. And these last two pages just show you how to paint this. Obviously a light gray for 95% of it, and a rust brown for the unfinished parts. And then on the back here, they give you a preview of what else Moebius makes in the 2001 line. In conclusion, it's a great kit if you're a big fan of 2001. There's not too much to say about it, other than if you want to own a piece of movie history and not pay $1 million for it, there you go. And you can pick one up for yourself at Sunward Hobbies, in-store or online. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our socials. And now that you've watched this video can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.